All right, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of YouTube. This is Pastor Dow. Let me make this video right here. Some of the problems that seem to be systemic that you will have to deal with if you're planning on being mutually assistant with someone or planning on moving on to a community environment or community setting. I want you to listen to me real close. I'm going to use this word. The word is called respect. All right, listen to me very close. I'm gonna use the word respect. All right, and I'm gonna use this word respect based on an example of what I asked for this morning. This morning, I got on the radio at the community, and I asked for someone to please go to the shop and bring me a saw that we purchased some time ago. All right, I asked a brother to do that. And the brother did. He responded. He bought it to me. I wanted to look at it. I wanted to investigate it because it's in my heart and my mind. I can't all remember what all accessories we had to it, but I wanted to actually physically see the saw myself. Needless to say, when I saw the saw, I was very disappointed and very disheartened because you see, this is what happens with humanity. Whenever you get them around each other and then you expect one person to depend on another person or vice versa or etc. or whatever you want to call it. When the saw was brought to me, it was in a very deplorable condition. The bag was nasty, full of sawdust. The saw had not been cleaned. Mind you, we paid hundreds of dollars for this. The dust bag is missing. I mean, if I take a picture of it and I let you see this, the first thing you would do is say, is that how they take care of stuff a straight way? You got to be kidding me. I mean, it's just sad. And what it all has to do is with respect. Let me give you an example. If it was your own individual, look at this and see, because on a community, everything's supposed to be in common unity. You see, people may be on the community, but that don't mean they're in common unity. And you have to be very careful when developing a community, building a community. You need to make sure that you surround yourself with honorable, respectful people that have a high level of character and discipline that does not have to be micromanaged to where you have to look behind them every single time you do something because they have the same vision, the same outlook on life that you do. Because it's bad what happens on community settings. If one person drops the ball and decide they're going to become a sorry piece of crap, that spirit rubs off on everybody else. And when one person starts becoming non-caring, then everybody else starts becoming non-caring because they all begin to feel like, or one person begins to feel like that. Well, you know what? It seems like I'm doing everything around here. And then you know what they do? Instead of in resisting that wicked spirit, they become a partaker of that wicked spirit themselves. And then things just continue to keep going from bad to worse. It's just sad. But I saw that saw, and I thought immediately to myself, I said, you know, if you look at some of these people that actually came to the community, including some of you, do you know how meticulously you took care of stuff when it was yours and only your own? Some of you had, I guarantee you had garages, very nice garages, sound garages. I guarantee you did. I bet you did. Clean garages. I guarantee you took care of your tools. You cleaned your tools, everything. Because you know why? You had to actually physically go out and work for it and you had to buy it. And you don't want to go out and continually keep spending money on stuff that you've bought once before when you can just simply take care of it so you can utilize it again at a later time. But see, when you're not physically spending the money, all of a sudden people have this wasteful attitude and this non-caring attitude. And they just assume that it's always going to be there. But what I see is a lack of respect. I see a lack of respect. I see a lack of discipline. You know, in this community, one thing I do rage about is the cleanliness of it. And if you see something that is out of order, out of place, why walk past it? Why not just fix it? Because after all, it's your home. Would you leave your home when it's just your home before the community, looking like a junkyard? would you actually put that piece of equipment back into the shop full of sawdust, nasty as I don't know what? I may even take a picture of it and just show y'all what I mean. You see, these are some of the things that you're going to have to deal with. It's called humanity. You're going to have to deal with these humans because everybody prior to community, man, they look like the model people. They do. It's only a matter of time. I don't know what it is, but people begin to fall into a rut, and it's just sad. And they never keep the same level of honor and discipline that they should. I'm talking about communities as a whole. You would think that people would be grateful and be thankful that they actually live in a place to where you actually truly have people that you can call brothers and sisters, people you can trust in. See, the one thing about it is you can move out of the world, but we can't get the world out of you. But what is this hypocrisy that when it was your tools, when it was your home, when it was your place, I'm talking to all of you out there, that you meticulously took care of everything. What happened all of a sudden when you got a bunch of people involved and then all of a sudden the standard starts to drop? I often say this: if it wasn't for other people being around, you would never know how wicked you were. Did you hear what I said? I'll say it one more time. If it was not for other people being around, you would not know how wicked you are, because everybody champions themselves as the greatest commandment keeper, and we quickly put forth and point forth our fingers at everybody else. I wish these people would get right and everything else. And I often say, usually when people get offended and they leave the community, and people often talk about them people, man, they talk about how bad they were and the type of character they had. But what do you do when the people that have left the community, and no doubt they probably could have had bad character, bad nature, bad attitude, negative energy, negative vibes, the whole 9 yards. But what do you do when the same problems still remain after they're gone? Was it just them? You see, this is the thing I'm talking about, just total dishonor and total lack of respect. And before moving forward, you need a community leaders, and those of you out there who are even thinking about becoming mutually assisted with someone, you need to make sure that you do a careful evaluation of people's character, because you don't want the same mess that caused the mess in the beginning to actually come back on that community again and continue to keep the destructive path going. You don't want that. You want mature, disciplined, honorable, respectful people that not only will they respect you when you're in their presence, but they will respect you even more so when you're not in their presence. Because when I see stuff like that, it just lets me know the type of spirit that really truly is on our community. And we've been at this for a while. I tell you, the apathy, the lethargic attitudes and stuff is just utterly amazing. But I'm sorely disappointed at that particular too, because you see, if I was out there, because when I'm working at a place, I always make sure, I'm not going to do the cleaning of the equipment. You know why? I don't have to, because I'm the chief master builder. I'm the one that's teaching everybody else. I'm the one that's out there busting my ass, just like the few other brothers teaching them. And mind you, if I'm a chief master builder, that means I have to bust my ass more than they do in order, not only do I have to know what I'm doing, but I have to know how to teach. And so when I get finished and I'm tired as hell by the time the day is over with, I'm not about to set up and clean this equipment. No, you're going to clean it, and then I'm going to come back later and inspect it. It goes back into, in order to be a good leader, you must first learn how to be a good follower. We got a lot to learn. And this stuff, if this stuff is still going on at Straightway, what do you people have in store? If you don't take heed to this advice, you pay attention to folks and see if they follow instructions. Simple instruction. You see if they have an order about themselves. Pay attention to them. Because I'm going to deal with this spirit on Straightway. I'm going to deal with it even after. You see, the one thing that Pastor Dow believes in, I believe in getting in the time. Because, and another thing, I learned that if you make stuff easy for folks, rather than them being thankful and grateful, it seems like they get worse. I don't understand that. But I know how to get in our time. I know how to work from 6 o'clock in the morning to 3 o'clock in the morning, 4 or 5 days in a row until we can get everything online. And I promise you, people don't want too many of those days. And I have the discipline the integrity, the drive, the intestinal fortitude to get it done too. And if it takes that, I promise you, Pastor Dow will do it. And that's the truth. And that's the truth straight way. Wherever it's going to be some changes.